I'm a lot further than I thought. I'm not there. I'm not there. It's very hard. It's also hard because you were raised that way, right? So it's hard to deconstruct when you're raised to cater your life around a man and thinking that the most prized possession of you is your womb, which is attached essentially to your cat. So when that is what you're told, that's what you think, right? That's what you're raised to think, that's what you believe. But everything in you is like, but wait, but I'm smart. But wait, I'm more than just my body, right? So it's hard to deconstruct when society is telling you that. And then everything is around you is telling you that. And if you're religious, that's part of like that's what's being told too. And so with patriarchy, it's hard when your sole purpose as a woman. I mean, the first thing a man will ask you when he's trying to insult you on TikTok is, are you married?
Yeah.
As if that's your sole purpose in life. So that's why it's hard to deconstruct. And for most of us, we don't necessarily want to even be done with men. We just want them to do better. With men, we just want them to do better. So it's hard when you're dealing with these men and you're like, okay, these are my boundaries. But man, everybody around you is telling you asking for too much. So it's really hard to deconstruct. It is.
So
And that's why you have to have the right people around you, or you're never going to learn and you're never going to grow. Like, I feel like being around you, group of women, has grown me even further than I mean, I was deconstructing, but I feel like I've learned so much from y'all, and I continue to learn from y'all. So a lot of times I like to just sit and listen to y'all because I am learning. And even when I'm not learning, there's stuff I need to just hear. So it's very hard. I feel like I'm rambling now, but it's very
no, you
hard to
good.
deconstruct.
No, you making sense. And but that's the one thing I'm gonna be honest. I think um yeah, it's good to listen. There's a certain amount of listening you gotta do, but to actually change the way you think about things, you got to say a lot of stuff out loud. There's a lot of things you have to like say it and like process it, cause I don't know. It's just interesting because like I be realizing shit. I'm like, God damn, and that should be fucking with me. So my question is like, then why do it? If it's so hard to deconstruct, if it's isolating, because I know you ain't really touched on that, but it's very isolating, right? To the point where some of us come to TikTok every day just so we can talk to people who are like minded, right? You know me with second guess, and you already can like critiquing what you're saying. Like, why do it then?
For me, I personally do it because I've never really fit the mold, right? I didn't have a dog growing up, and I didn't have a kitchen, and I'm very much still a tomboy. But I also I know I've never been a submissive type. I don't fit that mold. And as you get older, as you're around other women, as you listen to other women, you realize there's a lot more women like you. You realize there's a lot more women like you out here that feel the way you feel, but are afraid to say it out loud. I don't want to be afraid to say it out loud. I've never been afraid to say it out loud. And now I know that's not the life I want to live. And though they're quietly pushing back on it, I know it's not for me. I know it's not for me. So I can't live that life, and I'll never be happy living that life. And as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna fight to deconstruct, because I don't want to be submissive. You not a leader over me. I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm coming in a relationship smarter than you. I'm coming in a relationship with more than you have, and I know that. Um, so I deconstruct, um, because what society is telling me is right for me is not right for me. And I don't feel like I fit that mode. I don't feel like I'm comfortable in that. And I'm not okay with living my life in that way. So I'm going to deconstruct because of that. That's why I push back.
That makes sense. I would say that um one of the things I think other people who are like neurodivergent, it's like you can't help it. Like I can't help
Yeah.
but sit there by myself, doing a double take, looking at stuff like I literally can't stop myself. Like
Hmm.
that shit is fucking crazy. I can't if I because when I'm sitting, a lot of times I'll sit and it's just silent. and I'll be like, dang, I should put music on more often, and then I don't do it. Like sometimes I'll put like an audio book on, and my thoughts are so loud I can't even pay attention. I gotta turn that shit off. And it's like sometimes it feels good when you have like an epiphany and like, okay, that makes sense. All right, because I would say that one of the hardest things I had to deconstruct was religion. The hardest things I had to deconstruct was religion a long time ago, and uh, it, it's like I couldn't help it. Like I didn't choose the thought, but it hit, came to me, and I had to process it. And it's like I will say, like, I through it. It be rough. It's emotional, and I think that's a part of the deconstruction. I think we should, and I think that's a part of the deconstruction. I think we should talk about also because some people, because for me, it's like I know how to build community. I've been doing this shit long enough. I know how to build community. I know how to go find like-minded people, which is this shit long enough. I know how to build community. I know how to go find like-minded people, which is why I'm very vocal about liking TikTok. Like I like the fact that I can find people who can relate. Not everything. People not supposed to agree with everything, but just find people who can relate to what I'm saying. We can just at least have a conversation. But there's some people who don't have that, and I know that's very important. And I think for the ones who are feeling isolated and feeling like they don't have anybody to talk to, they don't know what's going on, like they end up conforming again, so that they can like have somebody. Yeah, I think it's important that we like the community is there when they need it.
Right. I think, I mean, the religious thing hits home for me, Christians. My family is a church family, right? Like my cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins were pastors, and the women, a lot of the women in my family were raised to be, in quotations, church girls. I know you've heard that term before. So nice little Christian, wholesome church girls, and it's never set right with me, right? So it's always my sister's like sending in the family chat, she's sending prayers and stuff, and I'm everybody amen, thank God, and all this, and I'm like, I just don't respond because I don't want to cause a big rift. But they know that I'm not religious, they know, and I'm vocal about it, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to pray with you because that's how you feel, when that's not how I'm, like, that's not me, that's not how I'm moving. And so they're fully aware of how I feel. And so deconstructing religion is very hard when essentially your cousin is a pastor and of the whole family church, and his son is a pastor in that church. And you know what I mean? And they want you to be ushers, and everybody in the choir is part of the family. So deconstructing religion in that way is very, very hard when you was raised in it. I was raised Baptist. My uncle made us go to the Lutheran church, and I went to a Catholic school for a long time studying theology. So when you come to the realization that all of that is essentially bullshit, you feel like you've been duped your whole life, and you're trying to figure out how everybody else doesn't see it, and you realize how that doesn't apply to you in real life. Like, what is so special about this book? The book that was used not only against me as a woman, but used against me as a Black person. It's hard for me to relate to that book. So deconstructing religion, and it's all around us, right? As much as it's in politics, as much as it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be separate from the government. It's in that. It's in the school. It's all around you as you're walking around. Um, and people try to push you to find a religious. I remember telling one of my friends, oh, I have three questions that I ask a man. I ask his age, I ask if you're religious, and I roundabout ask about your finances. And I told him I don't want a religious man. And he was like, what do you want, a heathen? And I was like, am I a heathen? And he was like, no, but so if I'm not a heathen, what makes you think that anybody else that's not religious is a heathen? Like, that's literally how they think about you. And there's some of the most judgmental people, they think about you. And there's some of the most judgmental people. So deconstructing religion is very hard when people try to force it on you.
Yeah. It and it's the lonely part of it is people don't understand like how hard it is, especially if like somebody not doing it. Like they don't
Right.
understand what you're going through, and it's like, um, it when my family first found out, because like I've always been like this family fucking community online, and some of my family had a problem with it to the point where, in some cases, got violent. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you are so indoctrinated that like you feel like you gotta fight for some shit. Like that shit is crazy. And
Mhm.
like it also showed me is like we we don't know who the boogeyman is because indoctrination teach you that the boogeyman is the good guy. Like we learn that the bad guy is the good guy. Like that's why we are indoctrinated. So you can look at somebody who's doing something horrible to people and think, oh, that's a great person. It remind me of like when people look at Wizard of Oz and they realize the Glinda is actually the evil one. um
Yes.
the shit just be eye opening, and I think for me, I get obsessed with that. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. 'Cause I didn't realize that when I was younger, and getting older and seeing like wow, and then like end up down the fucking rabbit hole. And sometimes I get too down that motherfucker. I come out and I'm like, damn, I need to like give myself a break because it's so crazy how much of the world we live in is full of bullshit. It's so much. It don't matter how many people believe it. It's so much bullshit.
And it's the sad part is, Tara, like I feel like they know that it's bullshit, but they rather just go along to get along. And I don't know how I can live in that world knowing on some level that is bullshit. But I'm gonna go along to get along is crazy to me. I can't live my life that way. Like putting the wool over my eyes just so I can live is crazy to me. At some point, you have to be honest. You have to be honest. You have to be real. And so, why are you not willing to change what you can change in your life? We just willing to step on each other just to say we made it, but have we made it? Just to say we made it, but have we made it? It's I'm just not willing to live that way.
Yeah, one of the most humbling things I had to learn is that because we always the protagonist and I was always right and all that stuff. So it's like this learning that like sometimes I'm wrong. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm this learning that like sometimes I'm wrong. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I didn't have enough information. Like but at the moment, like that shit be real. And I say that because like that also goes along with empathy. Because if I feel that way, I say that because like that also goes along with empathy. Because if I feel that way about myself, I think in the same ways other people believe that too. And that's what makes it so. That's what makes it so difficult. Because sometimes you end up giving people grace because you know where they coming from. Like I used to be you. Like I used to be you. But um, it it's just like you just want to shake a person. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? But then, like, and then I think, like, well, could somebody have just told me flat out like that at the time? And I want to say yeah, but the truth is they wouldn't have. I would have been defensive too, and I think that's important too that we see the empathy, we have empathy, and we see ourselves in other people. Because this motherfucker, I can't fucking stand how you acting. I was brainwashed just like you one time, and I would have fell for the bullshit too. And that should be so fucking frustrating because I just be like, why can't you just get it? Damn. But I I love I needed it because like growing up I was used to being a black sheep. I'm used to like not fitting in in a black sheep. I'm used to like not fitting in. And I would say it was years in my teenage years, and I've spoken about this before, where like I wasn't true to myself because I wanted to fit in. I didn't want to be isolated.
I mean, I've kind of always been true to myself, and just kind of been like, I don't really care. I am who I am. You gonna take me who I am, but it's definitely isolating because other people are not accepting of you, right? Like I said, I grew up very much a tomboy, like basketball, volleyball, ran track, but I also love dance, right? So, and I don't like to shop, but I love a costume and I love to dress for a theme and I love to like go like if I'm going somewhere, obviously I want to look nice, right? So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn, I'm all over the place, right? And I like to look nice and get my hair done. But at the same time, I'm like, it's like, I'm gonna throw that motherfucker in a ponytail, right? So myself, I'm kind of all over the place. So it's hard for me to fit in one specific box. Like even within my family, like most of my sisters are girly girls. I'm a sports girly too. So I'm not and like I'm not finna sit around with y'all or go shopping and talk about that because that's not that's and I don't really like to gossip either, so I'm not finna sit here and talk about everybody in the family. But you want to have a an in depth conversation about what's going on in life, I'm gonna do that with you, or I'm gonna watch a game with you. And so growing up, it was hard for me to find my people. I didn't necessarily care, but it was definitely hard to find my people because I didn't, and I don't really still fit in a box. So I get exactly what you're saying. It's hard when you don't go along to get along. It really is hard for sure.
Yeah, and I would say discovering that they ain't no rules. Like there literally are no rules. Like you got to
Yeah,
suffer the consequences for your actions, fine. But like what we think is free will actually isn't, right? But when you realize like you can do whatever you want, you can move in and out of roles. You can do what the fuck you want. That right there is freeing, and I think at the end of the day that be just worth it. Cause like
yeah,
I know about to sit here and feel bad. Just worth it. Cause like
yeah,
I know about to sit here and feel bad for not for what I did it. So what? Like I ain't about to sit here and regret. Nope, none of that. I did it. So what? We moving on from it.
right. It's very freeing because I'm just gonna be who I am, right? And so for me, I like being around people that are also intelligent, that's also going to push me to be a better person. Like, don't be a yes man for me, right? Like, tell me the fuck I'm wrong. Tell me when I did something wrong. I'd much rather you do that than me walking around here saying some dumb shit or me being wrong, right? I learned. But just trying to be this, like, I don't necessarily have to be the smartest person in the room. I don't. I really don't. So I love listening to y'all. I love joining in as well. But I get a lot from just, and even when y'all are up here and I'm not on the panel, I get a lot from y'all just listening to the different perspectives, what everybody has to say. And I love that. That helps me deconstruct for real. Um, oh, there's an echo, she said. Is it
I,
still an echo?
I can't
I
help that.
don't, yeah, I don't hear one though. So yeah, I think part of the problem is people are trying to fit in this mold in this box, and they don't want to say I'm different. They don't. They really, really don't. And by the time they realize they don't have to fit in, it's a little too late. So they just deal with it. I'm not. I think part of the problem um, with deconstructing is being willing to break away from the mold, being willing to say I don't fit in, and being willing to say, because it's also free when you can say, I don't need a man. Even if I want a man, I don't need a man. And if I don't ever get a man, I'm going to be okay. That's free as hell. That is hella free, right? And so I think part of the problem is the hate that comes from, um, I'm trying to think of the TikTok friendly word instead of saying the H word. I think part of the anger that comes from the man on TikTok is when they know that you're free from it and they can't hurt you with words or anything else, they're affected more by it than you are.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of attack. The attack is to get you to. That's how conformity works. Like you do
Right.
anything you're not supposed to do outside of the box, I shame you for it. And if you haven't worked through that insecurity, then you're gonna be like, no, no, you're gonna try to defend. If you haven't worked through that insecurity, then you're gonna be like, no, no, you're gonna try to defend yourself. But at the end of the day, like when I realized like people project and you attacking me because you feel some type of way, and I'm not gonna take it personal attacking me because you feel some type of way, and I'm not gonna take it personal. And there's also like not needing the validation because if I don't give a fuck about your validation, I don't care what you think about me, and I don't care what you say about me. You're trying to attack me because you feel shitty about yourself, and I'm not gonna let you put that on me. And I think it's interesting how we even come with a different conclusion. And I take that to like life experience too, because like one of the things I talked about when I came on here, when I first go on live, like 4B was a thing. I'm like 4B, like whatever. And I would say, like, I don't want that. But I also understand some women still want to have like that relationship, right? Some women still want to be like with somebody, and I think it's not the goal that we all on the same accord, because that taps into our narcissism, and that's problematic. Because why the fuck do I need you to think the way I think? I think at the end of the day, it's just like autonomy, like me understanding that like this is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of times we
Girl, this mute button got me struggling. Um, yeah, no, I agree with you, right? I think what I again, right, when we talk about finding our people, within our group, there's so many different people, right? So we have a group of people that want to be 4B. We have a group of people that want to be married. We have a group of people that just want to mess with men. And so part of that within our group is accepting each other, which is free. Not going, I only want you to be what I want you to be as long as it is what I want it to be. Then you're not really my friend. Then you're not also really my people, and you just, which there's no such thing as unconditional love, but at the same time, if you my friend, you're gonna accept me how I am, or we just not gonna be friends, right? And that doesn't mean you can't tell me I'm wrong, but I don't have to have your ideology to be your friend. Now, within friendships, we most of what we think is the same, but everything is not going to be the same. But I also, as a woman, if I don't want a man controlling my womb, you're not going to control my womb either. You're not. So again, I feel like I done found my people. And that's also free too. When we're talking about like finding our people and being able to be ourselves within our people. Um,
yeah, because
so
I
yeah.
like because I like people gonna call me out on my shit, and I know that in itself be hard. So when I find people can call me out on my shit, like I love that. Cause some
Me
shit I'm not
too.
going to see, but I think the way women are socialized, it's hard for us to call each other out,
Yeah, I
because it's
agree.
like you don't get this. You're not just calling out the person. It's like it can affect the dynamics of the group. So we're more likely to like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But like, I think like being able to call out certain shit, and then like because when people egos get challenged, um, it can get turned ugly. A lot of women tend not to say certain things to people, but I love it. Like even if that shit hurt my feelings, I'm gonna process it.
I mean,
And it's
I
like therapy.
again, I don't have a problem being called out, and I want you to call me out too, right? Because I feel like if you're calling me out, now we know when somebody calling us out for the wrong reasons, right? But you saying, yo, I don't agree with the way you just thought about that, and think about it this way, and that's wrong, and maybe I got a better perspective on that. I respect that. I respect that. One, I don't want to be around here again with the wrong perspective, saying the wrong thing, and I learn from you, and you learn from me. Um, so yeah, I'm just never. I also, Tara, don't have a problem with you saying I'm wrong, and I think some people misunderstand us having strong personalities because they think we just want people to agree with us and we can't never be wrong and you can't talk to us. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. You can tell me I'm wrong, but just realize if you talk to me wrong and I'm not wrong, I'm gonna say something back to you. That's just the difference. So the same way you want to be able to say something to me, I need to be able to say something to you too, right? So that's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah. And one of the other things I want to talk about is the exhaustion.
Mm.
Like it can you can become exhausted from like constantly unlearning and questioning things. Like it can feel like a burden at a certain point where like I said, like sometimes I try to like shut my brain off and I can't. Like that's one of the downsides because it's like once you start when you train your brain to think a certain way, then like you gonna keep thinking that way. And sometimes that shit is exhausting. Like I recently started playing these dumbass meaningless games on my phone. And the reason I do it is because it allows me to like decompress. Because if I'm not playing this stupid ass game on my phone, then I'm
No, I agree with you. That's why I love to dance. That's why y'all know I'm always trying to go dance. And I also like to work out, right? And it is hard when you're always deconstructing because it's like sometimes, Tara, I don't even sleep. I'll be sitting here thinking, especially when we get off the lives, I'll be like, dang, like you run through your mind again. Like we haven't just been on the live for hours and hours. But you got to get up and go to work the next day. It is very, very hard. And you also need your sleep. So my mind runs too, but it's not, like I have to worry about my parents and I also have my kids and I work. And so, it's really hard when your mind is constantly just running, 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 running. It's very hard. And it's very hard to shut off
yeah.
because you
Because when you talk
also,
about my bad, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You good.
No, because that's another thing. That's another burden of being a woman. Like all the responsibilities you have, and it's like, we don't know how to just exist. Like that's my goal to have some time every day where I'm just existing. I'm not doing a bunch of nothing because that's hard to do. It's crazy because I remember my one of my therapists was helping me work through that when I was it was back when I was learning how to code and I was like stressing myself out. And she like, she would show me how to compartmentalize and like shut it down. And that shit was such a struggle. We just got too much shit we gotta do. It's like you need to be able to turn that shit off.
Right. And I don't think they
Be able to turn that shit off.
Right. And I don't think they understand when we say, like, what's the point of being with you? Like, I don't think, like, why am I going to add another burden to my life? Right. Like, it's much easier. I already have my kids and I got to work and I'm just a woman and I deal with that in general in life. And now I'm a black woman. And like I said, I'm taking care of my parents. At this point in my life, I don't know that I got space to add a man. And I'm damn sure not finna add one that's finna bring on more burden to me, right? So that's part of deconstructing too, like realizing what you can and cannot handle in your life and what you do and do not have space for. And oh, by the time I'm supposed to look fit, feminine, and all this other shit too, and you trying to find me time. So it is hard in every which way you feel like a piece of you is being pulled. And if you drop the ball on anything, you feel like it's all gonna crumble. So it's
Yeah.
hard trying to be everything to everybody.
Yeah, that resonates because it's like one thing I've learned from like being single is that like you don't have a lot of time to just yourself. But like at the end of the day, to have that time just to sit by yourself, do what you want, even if it ain't shit, like it's so peaceful. And the thing is, like, that's why it's important to like not give a fuck about nobody validation because like somebody who don't have that level of peace, somebody who don't need that level of peace, don't like who like because like if you talk about like when it comes to like the whole gender thing, men constantly center themselves. It's exhausting. They constantly center themselves, and the reason why like the relationships end up being like abusive or putting so much on a woman is because he doing exactly what he was constructed to do, like to center, to think about himself in a way that like a lot of women can't relate because that's not what we learn, and they not gonna understand how exhausting that is. They just not gonna get it.
But that's the entitlement though. They feel entitled to us.
Damn
Like
ass.
they deserve for us to work for them and work for everybody else and work for ourselves. And all they have to do is just pick up and go to work and come home. And how nice is that, right? How nice is it for you to just go to work and come home and then do the every now and then things, right? But a lot of them aren't even doing it every now and then things. A lot of them are just going to work and coming home. Meanwhile, I'm trying to sit here and be all these things for everybody and do your minimal stuff. Trying to sit here and be all these things for everybody and do your minimal stuff. And if I say anything to you about the minimal stuff you do, now I'm nagging, right? So why would I add that to myself when I can just do it when I want it to be done and get it done and get it over with? So when we're talking about deconstructing, and realizing that you don't have to be who they say you have to be in order to be happy. I don't have to have a man in order to be happy. I don't have to look the way you think I need to look. I don't have to talk the way you think I need to talk. I don't have to walk the way you think I need to walk. I can just be myself and be happy in my body. And that's also part of deconstructing and finding the time for yourself and accepting yourself. It's very hard though. Hi Lynn.
Hey y'all,
Yeah.
Hey.
what's up?
What's going on? I done took like my
Nothing.
fourth nap today and I woke up. That shit crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. You gonna be up, but I
Mhm.
like this topic. Did I interrupt though?
You
No.
good?
Mm-mm.
I like this topic. I think that deconstruction is hard, and it's funny because I feel like people, one, I feel like people let ego stop them from being able to deconstruct fully. I feel like people are not honest with themselves. And I feel like there's a part of deconstruction that you need to be honest with yourself about, like if you want to do it properly, like, and stop playing with everybody, right? Like if you want to deconstruct misogyny, but you get to a point where somebody like, hey, what you doing is internalized misogyny, Lynn. And I'm like, man, nah, fuck that. No, it's not. No, it's not. That like it hinders the process, and that's also gaslighting when I can simply say like, man, you know what, I get that that's internalized misogyny, but I don't want to stop doing it. And then that opens me up to be able to explore why I don't want to unpack something, or the person who's doing it don't want to unpack something. um and that can lead to further deconstructing. um And I believe that to be true for most things that you need to deconstruct, right? Patriarchy, misogyny, religion, blase, blase, blase. There could also be a point where you realize, like, hey, maybe I need to deconstruct this, but like this never applied to me or won't apply to me. So I'll be fine in still holding these beliefs until proven otherwise. I just think that like to comparing yourself to people can also be a hindrance, and I feel like people compare themselves to other people, so that deprives them of their authenticity. Comparison is not only the gambling.
No, you good. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. That's something I think I really learned. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. That's something I think I really learned when I was teaching, right? Because when you teach, them motherfuckers will come in your classroom on a random fucking Thursday, and them kids all over the place. Shit you did wrong. You gotta sit there with it in the middle of the stress and all that, whatever. And like I had to learn that when that happened, don't like give myself some time. If they give me feedback, like table it and come back to it. Because like I'm gonna be defensive initially. But my ability to like, okay, I'm gonna listen to what they're saying, really think about it, try some new things. It helped me understand that like it's okay for like you to fuck up. It's okay to fuck up and people get like give you feedback because it's interesting. People taking notes on us all the fucking time. It only bothers us when they say the shit out loud, right? Um, but like being able to do that, I feel like made me a much better educator, and like that's something I still hold now. Like, all right, this person said this. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna table it for a second, but later on, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna try to critique myself in real time. It's okay to be fucking wrong. I ain't got all the goddamn answers, and we not supposed to be. And the crazy part is that we feel like we not like there's something wrong with that when we're taught that it's like it's wrong to be wrong. It's like something wrong with you just because you ain't know the right answer or you fucked up or something. And like I think that's part of myself I've learned to embrace the flawed part. I love the flawed part because that's what make me fucking human. All right, Deja.
I
Um.
agree.
mm,
And I feel like that's what brings individuality, right? Because people think being individual is trying to be perfect, like, oh, I don't do that, or Like I was in Alive, and there was a woman on the panel who was saying that she grew up Christian, and she grew up Christian, like she don't have no she deconstructed it completely. Like she don't have no elements of the religion left in her. And I was like, how is that so? Like, and I just was like, I'm not gonna argue with you, lady, because you over here, like, I feel like people want to be like different and like not the one, and oh, I'm better than you, like that comparison so bad. Like, because I'm like, how is that possible? If you was raised a certain way, like we were all raised male centered because we were born in the patriarchy. Why would you ever think that you've come to the city to not be male centered? Like you decenter men. And like Tara told me this a long time ago, and now like this will always make sense to me. If you have the mindset like, oh, I decenter men, I'm not male centered at all. When you do something male centered and say somebody try to call you out for it, you're gonna be defensive and you're not gonna be receptive of something that you might be seeing, not seeing, because we all have blind spots, because we have a bias towards ourselves. Like we all have the mindset that we perfect and we not doing anything wrong. That's why whenever somebody says that I've done something, the first thing I do is examine, could this person be right about what they saying? And then I move from there. Like that's just something that I practice doing for myself so that I don't have like blind spot, or I don't have like blind spot, or I don't exercise the blind spots that I have. Like, you know,
Yeah, and the thing is, the world is fucking male centered. Like we live in like everybody, the whole system fucking male centered. And that's why I like that saying, you can't smell the shit you sit in. Cause like that shit everywhere. Like the goal I think is like, if you really want to deconstruct, you're trying to see all the layers of it. To me, I look at life like a fucking puzzle, and I'm trying to figure out the damn puzzle. And it's like, to say that you done doing anything when you live in it is fucking crazy. But like it's funny because like yesterday, like calling myself a pick me was liberating, y'all. Cause for a long time I'm like, oh, I wasn't a pick me, I was like a man me. I'm like, no, fuck that, I'm a pick me too. And then like I was telling you earlier, Lynn, when we was on that panel yesterday, I'm like, no, I ain't no fucking pick me in real time, like no, but like in real life, like no, that shit impact me too. The same, the reason why we look at like the conversation about the statue and like how we like talk to other black women when it comes to like internalized misogyny or misogynoir. The reality is like the reason why we feel so strongly about other people, because that's the shit we be doing ourselves, or that was a version of us who did that shit. Cause we some passionate about. It's a reason they ain't got nothing to do with that person, and I like I don't know. I like to be able to just not just give it to other people, to give it to myself. But in real time, it be hard because like that shit be real abstract. When I be like, no, it's a spectrum. But when had the opportunity yesterday, I try to have empathy, but that shit was hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's some shit I'm still unpacking because I'm like, no, I ain't like you bitches. But I'm like, what the fuck wrong with me that I don't know. They was saying some shit. I ain't there yet because I'm like, no. And I don't know. In real time, I be trying to check myself, and I'm like, nope, can't do
I
it.
just want to be the first to say that I'm not like them bitches. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, friend. You got some shit to work on about yourself. God damn. Damn, what can I help you with? Lady, what can I help you with? I want you to be a
Like,
better person.
cause I'm like, when I say, cause my thing is, when I say I'm a pick me, am I lying to myself? Am I just playing around? Cause like I be saying that shit, and I be like, realistically, of course, if it's a spectrum, I'm somewhere along it. But like at the same time, in my mind, I be like, I ain't no motherfucking pick me, and that's the problem. I can't. I know it's there, but I can't see it. It's there. I know it's there, but I can't see it. It's there.
You want me to clock you on it next time I see it? If I see it,
Yeah, I like being clocked. I like when y'all call me out. It's hard. It's hard to get people. I appreciate that about you, Lane, because you will call me out. Like I appreciate when people call me out because it's hard for people to do that. It's easy for
I
me to call other people out, but it's hard
I'm
for me to
trying to
get
look
them
back
people.
in my mind, and I don't think I've seen you be a pick me. I was like, damn, dude, because I would have said it. I would have been like, remember that one time you told Johnny, blase, blase, blase.
It'll come one day. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
see where I'm at on that spectrum. That's all.
All right, we'll leave room for it. We'll circle back around to it, as the Wahites would say.
The why he says, mm. um, but yeah, I made a video about this on my main page yesterday. I wanted to do like one of them quick videos. And I was just basically talking about how like community is important when you deconstructing, cause like I thought it was interesting when I came to TikTok, and the same shit was when I was on Facebook. People like, well, like this ad don't mean nothing. Whatever. I love like I'm on this bitch every day. And y'all know I'm on here every day because y'all motherfuckers be here on every day. And I like to be able to like talk to people about stuff. Cause like, I'll be honest, I can't really call people up in my personal life that I can't really call people up in my personal life that I know from like and just talked about this shit. They'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They not really giving fee. They ain't paying me no goddamn mind. It just don't be hitting the same. So I love the fact that
Right.
like with social media, you can find people who you can relate to, and you ain't gotta relate to everybody. That's the beauty of it. It ain't gotta be a lot of people. It ain't no fucking popularity contest. You just find a few people who like minded, and that be enough.
I agree. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. I agree. I think I was saying something along the lines of this earlier when we was talking about like how important community is. I forgot what I was relating it to. 'Cause we discussed a plethora of different topics, but
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. The community is important in deconstructing. Um and it's more importantly important to not be thirsty for a community either,
yeah.
because that could hold you back too.
I was saying that earlier to Deja because like when I was a teenager, like I was a black sheep in my family. Like I was very insecure when I was younger. So like I end up being around people who I really ain't really click with. To the point where like I reached out for a few friends like, hey, what's going on? I'm gonna be honest, like it was a point in my life where like I did force friendships with people. I did force relationships with people and it's like um to the point where like it was like I felt like I needed somebody. And I think a lot of
Hmm.
that has to do with like not having a strong base at home or whatever, but it is important to not like lie to yourself and within trying to build community. And that can happen. And we see it all the time, matter of fact. People who say
And
they
it's
like go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, finish. No, no, no. Finish. I
No,
cut you off. That's
people in
rude.
real time saying that they processing some stuff, and then like because you had one falling out with a few people, then you backtracking, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's important too, as a woman, to let go and believe the people who don't want to be in community with you, and not out of anger. Like, believe them. Like, if a woman tell you, like, I need space from you, or I don't think like the friendship is working, it's important to believe her is and let her go with grace. Because sometimes like stuff don't be working in the moment, right? And trying to force it, and like this can be applied to men too. Trying to force stuff can get you messed up or have you messed up. Because then you end up messing up a friendship when y'all both could have just like needed some growth and like some time apart. So I think it's important for women to not um be so anxious about friendships and relationships and like master the art of detachment is what it's called. Like let things flow. If it ain't working right now, that's a sign for you to let it go in your life. You at a point of growth, you know?
That's one thing I like about that book you recommended, the Rebecca Root, when essentially she was talking about like, it's hard for women to like break up. Like, it's hard for women to like break up. Like, it's hard for us like to be without it being like a big thing or like needing a reason to justify why it happened. Like, it's okay to like a reason to justify why it happened. Like, it's okay to like break up with your friends. Like, when they be saying that somebody in your life for a season or whatever, sometimes that should be legit. I don't like them corny lines, but sometimes that should be legit. Cause like, no, we people grow apart. People like, and it doesn't have to be a negative thing. What's the name of that book? I know I'm just saying it
It's
wrong.
called you are saying it wrong, but I let you have it about so I don't be tripping. It's called Rude by Rebecca. Hold on, I'll get the author.
Yeah, essentially the book, while she grab it, it's about like women basically embracing being rude, embracing like being like your authentic self and not basically doing stuff to please other people. Cause a lot of us people please. Like, um people pleasing. Yeah, she put in the comments, rude by Rebecca Reed. Um I used to struggle with people pleasing real bad, real bad. Um, and I hate that for myself. And like I'm real judgmental against people who be people pleasing. But again, that's my projection. That's some problem I had with myself. Like, yeah, I'm like irritated, but I'm really irritated with myself because I did that shit. And you reminding me of a version of myself I don't want to see. So now I'm ready to fight you.
Yeah, we do be like that.
Mm-hmm.
My
I
bad, I'm eating.
No, you good. I don't know. I just like for me, it's like I just like being able to just what do they call it, the shadow work, when you erase the bad things about yourself. We learn too much that we supposed to be this good person and we only do great things, and like I think like we only do great things, and like I think like we some evil motherfuckers for thinking I need me to be so fucking good and knowledge fraudulent. Like that's some evil shit. And like humans in there out, like for us, like humans are egotistical as fuck. We're like the parasites on this fucking planet, to the point where like all the deities and shit be us. Like we think we supposed to be above every we out here fucking unaliving Mother Nature and think that like we should be on a fucking pedestal. We some toxic motherfuckers. Humans are the fucking worst. Like real talk. We fuck up ecosystems. We don't give a fuck about like we shame other people, but then don't want the criticism when it be us. Like we ain't shit, y'all. And like embracing that, it has helped me. Like I like they have to lie and say, "Oh, I'm a good person," and I only want to do the right thing, because that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. If you was going without, you a backstabbing motherfucker, because like we all about self preservation. And I know like for some people that might be uncomfortable to say, but for me, I love that I can come to that conclusion. That takes so much pressure off. Yeah, the planet, remember COVID, thriving without motherfucking it, without our asses. Um, women are the only women say human.
Let me say,
I
I
ain't read the
think it
whole
was
thing. My
pretty
bad.
intellectual. Man, see, you can fuck up a hole. You know how much you can fuck up a hole. You know how much trouble you can get somebody in not do. I heard a woman say, I think it was pretty intellectual, that humans are the only animal with a conscience.
See, that's some egotistical shit. How you know?
I was thinking that too. I was like, damn, how you know? And, and I don't think it's not true at all. Animals have a conscience. You ain't never seen a dog be sad.
Yeah,
Dogs be sad, yo.
when I'm not feeling well, I ain't gotta say nothing. My dog right there all day. She'll lay in the bed with me all day. Yeah, elephants. It's a lot of people just be saying shit, and I think women we can't say shit. These niggas got us all like us all fucked up. We can't say shit. I don't know. I'm I be looking at some species and all like the queen bee. She living her life right. She got that shit figured out. Roaches don't have souls. Is crazy, Prince. Not you don't see the humanity in the roaches. Let me read the whole thing. I heard some guy say animals aren't sentient. Like, do you know what's sentient? People just be saying stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, humans are egotistical. We egotistical. We all about ourselves. We think we supposed to be. We like. There's a hierarchy, and humans just like, oh, we on top. Like, of course, the men, fuck them niggas, but we supposed to be on top, and that shit is crazy to me. That shit is wild to me. I was having a conversation with somebody about religion one time, and they was like, "Well, how do you know such and such?" I'm like, cause we full of ourselves. We're gonna say it's in our image. We the most evil motherfucker on this planet, and gonna say if it's a some type of deity, it would look like us. What the fuck wrong with us? I feel that way about mosquitoes. Like, I despise mosquitoes. Like, I'm not a fan of G side, but if the conversation about mosquitoes, then it's fair game. For real. Them mosquitoes gonna take us out one day. Fuck them motherfuckers. But anyway, they winning.
No, mosquitoes don't unalive more humans than humans have. What you talking about?
Yeah, I don't like them motherfuckers.
They mosquitoes cause a lot of trauma,
That,
malaria, dengue.
that's why I said the
What
mosquitoes
else?
gonna be the ones to take us out. What's up, Mia?
And well, mosquitoes are very harmful. I don't know. So I'm gonna validate you in that.
Yeah, that's the evil side of me. I will unalive every mosquito if I could.
But I don't Prince, keep that roach face trauma to yourself. Cause then you're
What?
gonna pass it on to me. You can rob me with a roach. Fuck that.
Hmm. Roaches and bedbugs. Can't deal with bedbugs. Um, what don't bite you? The mosquitoes? You some type of mutant or something. Y'all don't who get bit by fucking mosquitoes. Y'all some special type of mutants. For real. I don't know what the fuck y'all got in y'all blood, but I don't trust that shit. Cause why I'm over here getting eat up? That shit crazy. What's up, Mia?
Hey Tara. Hey everybody. Not the mosquitoes. But Lord, what y'all been doing? Deconstructing?
Yeah, just
Has
talking.
it been huh?
Just talking about it. I'm real mellow today. I've been sleeping all day. I don't know what the fuck going on. So that's what we.
I understand. It is hard. I was thinking about not this exact like the exact wording, but I was thinking about how difficult it is kind of like changing things up because when you are used to being a certain type of way, it's easy, it's easier, it's just less you have to think about because it's like your default setting. And that's what makes deconstruct and that's what makes deconstructing so difficult because it's so many ways. Like I'm constantly wondering, like even in my moments where I feel like I am like I have deconstructed, or it's where I feel like I have deconstructed or I have moved past something, I always wonder if I'm still like backsliding. And I am. Um sometimes I don't have patience for other people. And I remember when like when I was in adulthood and I had like, you know, got resaved, I had decided to like stop cursing and stop, doing certain things. I was looking down on all you motherfuckers. Y'all wasn't shit. Wasn't nobody shit. And I find myself going back to that, like, because I have like a better understanding about like certain things, right? Like, oh, I'm recognized, like supporting these men's panel might be a problem, or oh, I recognize wanting to be in spaces where it's a bunch of pick me's, quote unquote, and I like, can have gotcha moments with them. It's like it's super exciting because it's like I'm having them like this. What is the word? What is the word? I'm so self righteous. I find myself having those little moments, and I have to like check it and remind myself that I ain't. Yeah, that's why it's hard. It's a constant battle. It's a constant battle. Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun to not be shit though. I get that. But my question is, okay, if deconstructing is hard, why do you do it?
Because it's necessary. I mean, it's important for even if you think of it like in a selfish way, it's important for you to deconstruct. If nothing more than just being aware. Like to me, deconstruction is awareness. And I say this all the time. Awareness doesn't necessarily always change things, right? Awareness helps you necessarily always change things, right? Awareness helps you navigate it. So, me deconstructing and me having a certain awareness about, let's say, like with this platform, and like how men can be mediocre and they can get all this support. Me deconstructing and understanding that isn't gonna stop them from getting support. But what it will do is help my conscience. Like if I'm not in there doing it, if I'm not putting my money up there, I can feel better, right? I can sit with myself knowing that I'm not one of those dollars. Like when the Mr. Jones X thing came out and people was like, hey, let us know if you send money and there might be a way that you can request your money back. If y'all would have sent your money back, if y'all would have seen how many women were sending money, it was women. The men were getting held up on the pedestal in support, like you know standing side by side with Jones, but the women was the ones who was putting the money where their mouth was. So I mean, deconstructing is being able to recognize somebody like Mr. Jones is a problem and being able to navigate around it and not giving no money up. That was good for me. That could be kind of messy, but hey, hey,
We
potato.
love messy.
I was glad I wasn't in that number. But not to say that I haven't, been in some numbers, but I was like, once I came to an understanding, I knew something was off there and it helped me navigate it. So it doesn't stop. Cause as soon as Mr. Jones got exposed, there's somebody else up and coming that's here to take his spot with a garden and a bus neck. So it doesn't necessarily stop it, but the more people are aware of things, the better off it gets. So it's gonna take it takes a lot of people deconstructing as individuals so that the community can grow. It has to be like, it can't be me telling you what to do. It has to be me doing it and you doing it, and then the result will be beneficial for us collectively. But if only you do it, then at least you will get some benefit. You will know how to maneuver around somebody like me who is got my head stuck up my ass. You will know what to do. You will know how to deal with me because you done deconstructed. You know which lanes that you need to stay out of. You know how you need to move around, and that is helpful to you. So yeah.
So, what about isolation? Have you dealt with isolation at all?
I like isolation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I was because earlier I was talking about how like if you like some people when they deconstruct, like they not on the same page with nobody. Like everybody around them is like on the opposite page, and that part can be isolating. And just basically talking about the importance of like having some type of community. Some people can validate you, so you don't lose your fucking mind. The Wiz,
Yeah.
what you talking about? What mean? Go ahead, Mia.
Well, yeah, then in that case, then no, I'm not isolated in that way, but I do like I like solitude. I like I'm just overwhelmed, but yeah, I do think that you do need to be validated. So it is good to talk to people who understand where you're coming from, but I definitely think that the one thing you have to learn is as you're deconstructing, it's gonna be a lot of people who are not gonna be able to like fit like when people stuck in their little space, they not gonna be able to feel where you're coming from. Like I know with my family who is like Christians, fake and real, if you want to say it, whatever. Whenever I discovered that Tyler Perry was a problem, like I almost fucked up Thanksgiving. That was
That
crazy.
not Tyler
so,
Perry at Thanksgiving. That's crazy.
so I was like, damn, it was kind of lonely, but I ain't give a fuck. But I get why some people who do give a fuck don't want to shake the table like that.
Now I love shaking the table. I've learned to love it. Like I love being the odd. I feel good.
Cause especially cause when I be right, then everybody want to be like, oh my god, nothing, oh my god, nothing. I told you, I tried to told you, but I told you, I tried to told you, but y'all want to be chicken shit, scared of everything. Y'all. I'm up here trying to tell you what it is right now. You still worried about the rumors, but they be some people be kind of lost in the sauce. So I don't know.
Yeah, that should be frustrating. Um, I had put in the Discord the other day. I'm not sure if people watched it, but if you I like Plato's Allegory in the Cave. TED Talk got a video. I think illustrated uh a good illustration of, like what it feels like or like what it looks like in real time to like be aware of something that most people are unaware of. Oh, you did watch it? Good.
I didn't watch it because I saw it, but I didn't know what it was about. So it's the show that okay.
I can go to my laptop and play it real quick. Hold
Let me
on.
tell you something about Mia. Let me tell you something about Mia. She wants you to watch everything she sends you. She gonna be on your head about watching what she sends you. But ask her if she gonna watch something you send her. Ask her. Ask her if she gonna watch something you send her. Ask her.
How I'm gonna watch what
She
y'all
gonna be
send
like, I
me,
seen it, but I moved past it a little bit.
but how I'm gonna watch what y'all send me when I'm watching what I need to send y'all.
You
Think
know what?
about
That's
it.
pimp talk. No, don't be trying to manipulate. That's something a pimp would say, man.
Think about it.
Please.
How I'm gonna watch what y'all sending me when I'm watching stuff to send to y'all. Think about it.
I thought
That's
about it,
crazy.
and that's some bullshit.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm spending
Is she
all
trying
my
to manipulate
time.
me, Tara?
That's definitely manipulation. Call her out on that bullshit. That was crazy.
Don't call me out. Me out. That's crazy. That's an attack on my name in front of these folks. Hell no.
You don't care what these folk think.
I do. And not Deja agreeing. Gaslighting. I'm up here burnt to a crisp. And you talking about gaslighting? Y'all don't know where that come from. Who know where that come from? Who knows where that come from?
Is it Django?
No, girl, you know Jacob. That nigga said, you talking about gaslighting? I'm sitting up here burnt to a crisp. Gaslighting? I thought you was calling me some type of arsonist. Come on, y'all. That's Eric Mays. That nigga gaslighted them about calling him a gaslighter. He told them they was he gaslighted them people for saying that he be gaslighting people was diabolical. Y'all gotta look at it. I gotta find it. Hold on.
Hold on, I'm gonna play this video because I got forced. We got forced me to watch some shit.